and pardoned all these felons that were on the run from all over the world.
You wonder what would have happened had not 9/11 been the centerpiece of President Bush's administration.
Right.
With talks with the Bush advisors before the 2000 election, we had a lot of great hopes for him. We thought that he was the man for the job at the right time to bring the sanctity of human life as a foremost issue throughout his presidency. But 9 months after he got in, it took a radical turn, and you just wonder what would have happened had not
I am convinced even from the beginning, he did not have the great transition that he's actually affording the new president.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right.
He did not have that good long transition, a clear-cut transition. We waited for months to even just to find out who it was. Al Gore did the nation a horrible favor, challenging the election for nothing.
Right.
And it held up so many things, and I'm even wondering, what did that contribute?
Right.
Is this 18th official? I mean, is that...
From what I understand, and I don't know, Troy and I were talking about this yesterday, does this mean that from now on it's every 18th, or was this just this year? Or not? I don't know how that works, but
I'm not sure.
And you're right, Johnny. We talked about here on the show. This was before you joined the team here, but back when that was going on, you're talking about Al Gore challenging that 2000 election and creating all that stir. I think we'd all agree that probably one of the most morally challenged presidents we ever had, Richard Nixon, with all the shenanigans that he pulled. But back when he ran against Kennedy, there was some conjecture that he actually won, because of some of the mis things that happened in Chicago, particularly, and in other places, here in Texas even, where you had one county here in Texas where there were more votes counted for for Kennedy than there were people registered to vote in the county. And you had all of these things. And there were people that were telling Nixon at the time, look, Senator Nixon, you've won this election. You need to challenge this thing and go to court and tie it up and you'll be president. And, later on it was revealed that Nixon said, look, the United States is supposed to be the beacon for people to look at for democracy. He said, if I challenge this thing, it looks like the U.S. can't pull off a legitimate and fair election. He said, even if I win, the country loses and I'm not going to do it. Even Richard Nixon had higher moral standards than Al Gore. Of course, that shouldn't surprise anybody today. But that's a good example. Even a guy like Nixon can say, with all of his problems, and lo they are many, for all of his problems, he could look at that and say, that I won't cross that line. I won't let the world see or let the world perceive that the beacon of democracy in the world cannot pull off an honest election. I won't give that impression. But Al Gore was not that kind of man, not even up to near the standards of Richard Nixon, which is...
Well, I have noticed that the media loves it when a conservative loses. I noticed they've been very nice to McCain now and all.
Oh, yeah, they love him.
A lot of lessons have been learned. Now the Republicans realize you can't win an election without just staying with your core conservative values.
Right.
Meanwhile, I had one fellow tell me, said, wow, I heard that speech that John McCain gave, and boy, if he had done that earlier, I would have voted for him.
Yeah.
And I'm going, no, he's just happy he lost.
Right.
He's just happy he lost. So this is going to be. I think this is going to be one of the most challenging times for the pro-life movement ever. I am so optimistic; it's scary.
I am too, because things are happening. We're seeing, like we've talked about here before, people are getting involved. We're seeing more and more people call in our office, say, "What can we do? Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work." And as coincidence would have it, today is the inauguration. As we're sitting right here in Washington, D.C., this euphoria is going on. And I tell you, I got up this morning, and we don't want to get off into this too much, but I got up this morning and was just watching the television as I'm getting ready to come to work. And, I mean, it makes my stomach churn that our country has come to this, to come to this situation, and to sit and watch the media almost be...
They're just lapping it up.
They're in euphoria over this guy, which tells me there's a couple of things I think we really have to be aware of as we enter this really dark time in American history with Obama being president, is that because of the way the media, and Obama can't be oblivious to that. He knows he's getting a free ride. He knows he got it in the primary. Sure. The way they went after Hillary Clinton versus the way they went after Obama, it was obscene. I think Obama is going into this presidency knowing that he's bulletproof, and that's a dangerous situation. He knows that he can do anything he wants to do.
The media will make him look good.
They're going to make him look good. They're going to suck up to him. The slobbering and the writhing around on the ground that these people are doing in front of him right now makes me want to puke.
I can't even look. I can't hear it. I can't hear the two words together, President and Obama, or President-elect. I can't say it.
I never said Clinton, and I won't say
I can't either. I couldn't either.
For me, the major danger of the media being that linked to a candidate is that they really won't do the necessary check that needs to be there.
And Obama knows it.
Right. That's a real danger. But I am convinced this is going to be a great time, because now I think Christians are not going to be looking at politics and looking for the government to get things done. If it gets done, we're going to have to do it.
And that's always been the way it was.
Yes.
We just didn't always know
It happened during the Clinton administration.
Right, exactly.
We were highly persecuted under the Clinton administration, and it was some of our best successes.
We closed down more abortion clinics during those 8 years than in any other time in the history of the pro-life movement. By the way, I want to remind everybody, I know you guys are taking advantage of our Line 5 deal. We have put out thousands of these now. So the project is still working. If anyone's got a project going on, they got a banquet coming up, conference, they're giving them out to train CPC volunteers, whatever. Line 5s are still available by the case as long as they last, and we're getting the supply down now.
I got feedback from it too. We did a powerful conference up in Durham, North Carolina, where the Black pro-life leaders came together, and it was moving. And we invited other pro-life leaders to come, and people had never known that the Black pro-life movement is vibrant and well.
Right.
But we handed out Line 5 to everyone that came. And I was shocked a week later to get calls from people saying, "What? Do you see what's,"
Right.
Even today, people are still shocked at the abuses that went on behind those.
Right. And it's still going on.
My son did a senior paper on abortion, and he knows a lot, being my son, and I just randomly opened the book and read a paragraph, and I didn't hear anything out of him. I turned around and looked at him. His mouth was down here, and his eyes were open. He said, "What?" And he knows this stuff. And I picked another one, and he couldn't move for about 10 minutes. He was just dumbfounded.
What people need to understand is none of this is any better today than it was then. It's exact same things are going on. And again, let me remind people what the offer is. We have Line 5s available by the case. There's 32 in a case. If you have an event coming up, you have a use for them, we'll send them out. Whatever. Well, that's just an individual book. I'm talking about. But you can get the Line 5s for free. You just pay the shipping and handling. And nationwide, it's been averaging for a 32-box case about between $15 and $20 per case. So
best deal you'll get all year.
Best deal you'll get all year. That's right. Listen, we talk about this all the time. We kind of laughed earlier about the guy getting kidnapped by his ex-girlfriend to pay for her abortion. We all agree these people are nuts, right? I mean, we know that.
No argument there.
Now you've got these people.
It gets better. You're telling me
it's
getting better?
They've discovered now that people are actually doing their own genetic research at home in the hope of creating new life forms. Okay. Well, the scary thing is, because of computers and internet and what information they can get, there are legitimate researchers out there saying these people have the potential of creating some sort of virus or some sort of bacteria or something and releasing it into the public, even if they do it inadvertently. They're trying to create these new life forms. Here's a 24-year-old kid said he's going to seriously pursue work as new vaccines and super efficient biofuels. And he's going to, and to show you how preposterous some of this stuff can do, and he said, but he also might try, listen to this, he's discovered that he might be able to use genes from squid to create tattoos that glow in the dark.
He's got way too much time on his hands.
Yeah, but somebody's going to be dumb enough to try it.
But
How cool would that be?
But this,
I'd get one. Little LifeTalk right on my arm.
But you say, well, this is all funny and it's nothing serious. It is serious because this is the root of abortion. It's man's wish to be God. That's what abortion's about. That's what euthanasia and infanticide. That's what these things are about. This creating artificial life, and that's what these guys are doing. There's another group that's out here trying to create clones between humans and non-humans. So you could have a a human slash dog combination, and they're working on this.
What's the one that's the human here and the horse behind here?
Yeah, whatever those things are.
Yeah.
They're actually thinking that they'll be able to create these. And their thing is to make, and they're openly stating this. They're openly saying that the goal is to make people understand that there's nothing special about the human race, that we're not like other people.
So they're going to have little books, cloning for dummies.
One of these guys says, there is no division between human and animals. He says, take pro-life for just one example. What it really means is pro-human life. Abortion clinic bombers are not known for their veganism, nor do Roman Catholics show any particular reluctance to have their suffering pets put to sleep. So what they're saying, and he goes on to talk about how if we can create these combinations of animals, then we can show that humans are not.
So continually blur the lines so that human life is not any more special than plant life.
They're saying it, and they're using the abortion issue as an example.
That's ridiculous. Everybody knows different.
Now, you want to see how wacky these people are. PETA.
No, it's not getting any worse than what we've already done.
Is, of course, it's a radically pro-abortion organization, as we all know.
It's all about the animals.
It's all about animals. They are proposing that fish, the name fish, be abandoned because it's not lovable.
Oh, gosh.
They want fish to be called